Good evening. So, before I continue with my art projects, I'll briefly, outline my intentions. I'll recount some basic stuff. Actually, very basic stuff, but it's important because it's part of the symbolic language. First of all, it should be said that the Israelis knew a long time ago that when I paint it on a canvas, during the time that I actually paint, like during the movement of the end, it affects the world. I don't know when they discovered it. I started painting 2 years and 4 months ago, something like that. So I guess that's when they discovered it. But even before that, they understood that my actions have symbolic meaning. Now, I documented the symbolic understanding of this painting mostly in the Twitter account, not in this channel. And it's like more than a year. Then actually I used the paintings for inquiries into the nature of the neural language, and later I understood that actually it's a language. That's the same language of the robots, the small robots. Now, what happened? Recently, I don't paint much because, I do other stuff. So I stop. And although it's difficult in such a small room, you've seen me painting today. Maybe you've seen how difficult it was. Just very basic stuff. But what can you say? What can I do? The most effect is done when I actually paint, like the hand of Moses. But even when the paintings are, they are done, when they are placed in the Caribbean room, like here, it has all sorts of meanings. Now, some of these things were discussed, were discussed very early, like two years ago. So I'm not going to repeat everything. I just say the most obvious stuff. So first of all, what happened? So, because I painted this, mostly red background painting, they just tried to kill me using airplane. It was documented, in the previous, YouTube video that I uploaded. I couldn't even continue the inspection of the slides. And of course, the starships retaliated, because at that point, they always retaliate all over the globe. I don't know how. My assumption is not actually by taking your Air Force, because it's not severe enough for such a crime, trying to, assassinate a representative while he's a civilian, when he's broadcasting things of tremendous scientific knowledge. So my assumption is that they did something more severe, which is probably annihilate all the Titan females in this world. Not all, but most of them. And my guess is that not many actually will survive the next couple of days, or maybe it's already done. I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. Because just Douglas MacArthur, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, it's not enough. It's not enough punishment. They took your Titans, and it was inevitable, probably. Not 100% of them. Some, obviously, escape this, this fate, but mostly, they will be annihilated in the next couple of days. In the process, most certainly, pushed, tremendously by the attack 2 hours ago, and maybe it's already done. Of course, this means no tea for you. So so actually, this prophecy actually materialized, even though not in a way that I actually saw it. Like, if you remember, the idea of the prophecy is that you still see energy transfer, which is very nice. It's like to say that if like a Titan move the Neros remotely to Homo sapiens, it will actually result in the death of either the Nero or the Homo sapiens or the Titan or all. But actually, we see that there is no more such transfer. So in essence, yes, it's the prophecy fulfilled. Good job, God, good job. So we can actually remove this stuff, which is important because I need place. So yeah. So the room is a little bit more organized. But I need a place to paint. It takes a lot of And you the neighbors, they still have what to say. So very soon they will shut their mouths, and I will explain now why. Just to say that I will remove these things that are of tremendous scientific interest, but not of symbolic meaning, because their symbolism was, was exerted. I mean, yes, it's done, great. And I have more space, like in a room, just, to paint. So, the basic things that you need to know about paintings is that background is very important, and also material is important. And very, very early, I kind of solidified like my view that acrylic signify, the flesh of titans, and oil signifies the flesh of humans. Now, this is partly, it's my own like conceptualization, because I paint with acrylic and oil. But some people prefer watercolors, which I don't like. But and some people do is also like charcoals or whatever. There's tremendous gouache. But again, the Neon language is not like an ancient tome that I decipher, like a scholar that deciphers an ancient language. No, it's more like, yes, it's a language that exists. But the important stuff is that I will be able to communicate with the starships and also with the nanobots. So it's fine like to invent symbols as long as it makes sense and they understand like what if it makes sense. I can invent symbols. Like it's okay. It's perfectly okay. Because the objective is to be able to communicate like for operational things. Like do this, do that. So acrylic, signify the humans, the titans, and oil the Homo sapienses. Now this is true also to other life forms that are not humans, like even bacteria. Also, the red background is associated with things with first life, and second with things that are inside the human body or the titan body. Depends on the material. That's why all the titans males were historically conditioned. Like 100 years ago, since 100 years ago, against the red color. Every time I open the window, I see like a red car, real car, red car, like, parking just in front of me. Presumably, it's going to. This is a way to kind of like weaken my will, and because it's a trigger, like a non-trigger. It's like a 100 years old trigger. At least I've spoken about it in many videos. And the reason for that, most likely, even if the reason was forgotten by now, but the initial reason was, of course, that the Israelis were afraid of that they would paint, with red colors. So of course we'll mostly do that, red colors, and so we'll create, but mostly red oil. Because I think the acrylic is no longer relevant as a background. Of course, we might want to create acrylic life forms. Because I know that you are so hung up on the train bacteria that is growing in your body because of this wonderful, things that I've created yesterday. But the train bacteria is not like, the most like horrible weapon in the, no, not at all. Not at all. The train bacteria is like a medium efficacy weapon. Like all around there, but not something to write home about. So what's on the menu, you will soon find out. When I say soon, I mean this night. This is the only thing that I'm going to do. No science, no art. Just painting of bacteria on red oil background. And you will feel it, I assure you. You will feel it. I assure you. These are not very well, because that's one of the reasons why I'm under arrest to begin with. And I have enough canvases, enough, frames. Hopefully the neighbors will not, torture me as they've done in the last couple of days, so will not be required to play again the cuffing, which 4 nights in a row. It's fine like to stop now. I guess nobody misses it. I guess we all find with like not replaying this for my 9th in a row. So yes, we are cool. Let's just skip this part from this evening and night. Maybe play some other like relaxing music, but not this coughing. So I think that, after the Titan operators are perished, I don't think that these homosexual, scumbags in the apartment, they can, they don't even know what to say. They don't have even the ability to speak. So what can they do? I'm not sure, like I anticipated that it will happen. I spoke about it quite a bit, and such thing happened in the past, but to my estimation, in the past, people were not, the zombies were not that zombified, and today they are, it's like 100% zombified. I don't think that they know what to do or what to say. Like, I mean, even the basic stuff, like without the Titan operators. But correct me if I'm wrong. So, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, what can they contribute to after the Titan operators are perished? But I don't know. Anyway, probably they will not be as active as before. So we'll be able to actually focus and concentrate in the paintings. Yes, so we will do the bicycle bacteria, train bacteria, and also all sorts of other stuff is very, very interesting. We've seen in our various microscopic evidence, but this will be, like a zoological painting. And if I have time, actually, also maybe finally start, the zoological painting of the Full Metal Jacket, the Metal Wasp. But it's most important is the things that are on the red background. Both acrylic and oil, but the background should be oil. Now, oil background is a little bit problematic because it takes a ton of time to actually get dry. So I need to start soon. But I mean, if there are ways to do it. I mean, it's not that bad. Like, I mean, if you use light material and you use turpentine as a solvent, that is very, very quickly drying. So it's okay, and it doesn't need to be completely dry in order to, of course, to be able to paint on it. Just you don't want too much mixture mostly. But it's going to be fine. I'll try to avoid acrylic background because, I mean, first of all, I've already done this thing today, which is not finished. But again, most of the effect is done doing the actual painting. And I think that, I mean, now we don't need to dance on the grave of the Titan females. I mean, it's been done, or it's ongoing. We need to focus on Homo sapiens, so that's what we will do. So where do I get like the ideas for like what kind of bacteria to paint? So mostly again from microscopic evidence. We have tremendous amount of those all sorts. Like, I mean, not only ones from Earth or variations. I mean, and again, I mostly or never do mimetic painting. So it's all symbolic. So it doesn't even need to look like what it's under the microscope. The idea, it's like it should like represent it. So that's the plan, and I really hope, I mean, that I will be able to just to stay in the house arrest where the judge ordered me to stay without being attacked by aircraft over my head. And if it's not obvious to you, you need to rescue me from the Nazi hell, me and my daughters, without a word being uttered.